Hey guys, this here is Boatrix. Boatrix is a Golden Conure, of course. I could have brought his friend Carmen too, but I just have Bo because I'm kind of in a rush. Today I wanted to answer a question. I had someone ask me what I thought was a really fun and great and awesome question. And the question was, why don't I free fly my birds? And I think that's a really great question because I don't clip my birds. If Bo lets me show you. He's like, what are you doing? Actually, you could see the green on his feathers, right? And you could see that his feathers cross back here. And you could see that he knows how to fly very clearly, right? All right, so it was really nice of Bo to illustrate for us that, yes, he can fly. So I don't clip my birds' wings, but why don't I free fly them? We'll get into that. Hey guys, I'm Kalyn, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond, Get to Know African Gray and Cape Parrots, 30 Perfect Apartment Parrots, a companion journal, coloring books, novels, so check out my books. In today's video, first I'm going to tell you, you make sure to get your Grinchmas t-shirt. I'll put a link on my website and a link in the description. Now, let's hop right in. I have over 22 species of parrots. I love my parrots. My parrots are my bliss, meaning that they make me more than happy. And I love talking about them and helping you to have a more blissful bond with your parrot. Why don't I free fly my parrots? Well, I will, full disclosure, tell you that I've never tried. I mean, there have been times where we're out for a walk and someone opens their wings and I'm like, oh, poop. And they open their wings and it's like, oh my God. And so it does a really good job of scaring me. Now, why does it scare me? Because I've heard experts say that you're supposed to free fly every day. You're supposed to be able to practice. With over 22 species of parrots, I can't possibly let them all practice, but they can free fly back here if they choose to. So they have and this, this is a limited space. I'll show you. I don't know how big this space is. What is it? 50 feet by 30 feet, something like that. And it's 2 stories high, and it's all it's a lanai, so you could see the screen behind me. The white is the frame for the screen. So my parrots have a place to fly, and like I said, they're not clipped. You saw when Bo wanted to, he flew. But he likes being with me. Lucky me, lucky me. But so the first thing is the experts say you need to practice flying them every day. And I already know that I don't have that time to commit. So I'm like, all right, that means that's a problem. Number 2, they talk about the dangers where there are predator birds who know and recognize pet and tame parrots, and they'll come and take them off your shoulder kind of thing, I have heard. Now, I live in Florida. We have a lot of ducks out back. We have wood storks and cranes, and I don't think they're a problem, but I have seen, and I mean, it's not uncommon for us to see a hawk. We get osprey, and that freaks me out. On top of that, because it is Florida, we do have some tall trees. If you know parrots, you also know that parrots, it's not like they won't fly downwards, but they won't fly downwards. They'll kind of glide and they'll fly to a lower branch. But once your parrot flies up and goes in a tree, you have to have a really tall ladder. They won't necessarily come down. So that's if your parrot's flying, you have to be able to deal with that. Of course, I understand that when experts are teaching a parrot to free fly, what they do, you want pets? Is that why you're writing me, huh? What they do is they will fly them in places like this or run a basketball court so that there's no place for the parrot to kind of go up and get stuck, right? Now we're in a controlled environment. Other than my lanai back here, I don't really have a controlled environment. I'm fortunate because there is a palm behind me. So my birds can fly into that. But basically, I can reach up into that. I'm going to say, the palm it's within those 2 stories because it's in the screening. And if I need to, I can pull a branch down and shake it like this. And it kind of moves the rest of the palm. Anyway, I can get my birds down from here. And if they were here for a little while, that's not the end of the world. Outside, I can't control. So we've got a couple things going on, right? We do have hawks. I know I can't dedicate myself every day. I don't want to try to get them out of a tree. You know, they commonly say if you are going to teach your parrot to free fly, make sure that you're okay spending a night like out by the tree watching and waiting for them. And I'm not there. So I think that free flying is amazing. Of course. I mean, you know, do I think parrots should fly? Yes. I do think that smaller parrots, who obviously can also fly, I think it's more dangerous because they are so small. Like when they go into a tree, it's so much harder to see them, that kind of thing. One of my Indian ringnecks flew up clearly beyond my reach. And this, I was outside. And he was like, I don't know, 15 feet. Like, I could not reach. And I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I lost this bird. And he's not even green. And I could see him, but he would blend so quickly. So when a parrot's even smaller, it's really hard to find them. Now, my Indian ringneck, I got so lucky because I was shaking. Like, he was on higher than I could reach, but I was shaking the branch below, and it was kind of pulling, you know, that was like connected to another branch, so it was pulling the whole thing. So I was able to get my bird down, but it did a good job of freaking me out. Another reason I don't like to free fly is, like, if I was going to do it, I would really do it right. But one thing is that if your bird gets out, unless they've been free flying and they really have practice, they don't necessarily know how to survive. Like, you can't sit there and go, it's okay, he or she will have a good life. It's not likely. The most likely thing is that unless they get lucky and there's a wild flock of parrots that they can kind of join very quickly, what'll happen is and unless they start eating right away, I mean, it's a really hard thing. The most likely thing is they're going to get scared. I had a little parrotlet that I adored. He was like my buddy, and he wasn't even outside. He was in a room in my house, and somehow or another, we had guests over, and somehow or another, and I let him like live in the room. He free flied in the room, and someone let him out of the room, and then somehow or another, someone let him out the front door or something. And so I had seen him, and I couldn't reach him, and then some small birds flew by, and that was it. He got spooked, and he flew off, and that was it. You know, it's like they go who knows how far, and you're just not going to see them again. So, so that part also really freaks me out. Our pet parrots need to either be taught really correctly how to free fly, because of course in the wild their parents teach them, the parents are with them, yada yada, or and so they have to really be taught correctly. Or I think it is too hard. I mean, I can't just take Bo out back and trust he'll stay on my shoulder even though he's staying with me, because the minute anything happens that spooks him, he could just fly off, and he could fly like over a mile where I wouldn't be able to see him, just because he got a little spooked and because he just opened his wings, kind of thing. They fly far quickly. And then I just wouldn't trust that he really has these skills to survive. So it would break my heart. I feel like I would lose him in more ways than one. I feel like he would lose his own life too. And that is why, guys, I don't free fly. And that is also why, if I ever was going to free fly, I would really, really dedicate myself and really do it the right way. But in the meantime, I'm so grateful that I have this space back here. I trade who comes back here. We have a couple perches back here. They come, they hang out. If they want to fly, they can. And if not, they get some great fresh air and sunshine, right, Bo? And I get to spend some more one-on-one time with them as I smother them with love and kisses. Thanks for joining me in this blissful video, guys. I will see you in the next poopy video. If you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, do so below. If you enjoyed it, please give Bo and I one of these. See you next time.